Oh hey, didn't see you there, sorry. How's everybody doing today? It's Coburn C Capshaw again, and I'm here with another Let's Talk Media LLC advice video. I hope you all are having a fantastic Friday. I had an amazing workout with my trainer this morning, West Steele at not West County Wing Chun. That was last night with West County Wing Chun. Speaking of which, thank you Dennis Moreland for an amazing Wing Chun class. I loved it to death. I love West County Wing Chun. Love you guys. CrossFit St. Louis is where I was. St. Louis Youth Fitness / Valkyrie Fitness. Shout out to Travis Brown is where I was today for working out. It was an amazing workout, and as you can see, I got this mic here. Hopefully my voice is crisp because I accidentally forgot my ceremonic mic at home. I'm kind of annoyed with myself on that one, but these things happen. So today, from tinybuddha.com, which I will leave a link in the description below, today I'm going to give you a little 10 tips to advise wisely, how to give advice that actually helps. Because as you know, I love giving advice videos. So I'm going to read a few, and then I'm going to give the example of what the description says, and I'm going to give my own description. So first one is advice with permission. When you care about someone and you think you know how to improve their situation, it's tempting to play amateur psychiatrist, which I've done before, especially if you've been there before. If you've ever been on the couch end of the scenario, you know it can be frustrating. If you feel they need to offer unsolicited advice, ask them, do you want some ideas to improve the situation? This is why they have the option to say no, and they'll likely give you more attention when they've agreed to take your help. So that is the thing, is that it's tempting to play amateur psychiatrist. I've done that before. And I have been in situations where other people have gone through the same thing as I have. But it is true, it's better to let them vent sometimes and then give your advice. Because you don't know the whole situation all the time. So don't sit there and say, oh, this, and this, and this, when in reality they're trying to open up to you. And if they are being open with you, especially about something that's been really bothering them, have the respect to listen, please. That's my advice to you. Well, actually, that's so funny. Number 2 says the exact same thing like I just said. Give them a rant window. Oftentimes when people ask for advice, what they really want is to rehash something they can't get off their mind. Something they probably talked about repeatedly to lots of different people, maybe even anyone who'd listen. That can also become kind of dangerous because you never know who you can really trust, who you talk to all the time. Just saying. The best way to be a best friend is to enable both what they want to do and what they need to do. Tell this story repeatedly as if they can change how they feel if they just talk about it enough. Work through it and let it go. Tell them you're there to listen to everything they need to say. Once they've gotten it all out, you'd love to help them move on. That is so true. Again, just like my first example, you need to let that person get whatever off their chest. Even if they are wrong, they will end up realizing, hey, you know what, I'm wrong here. Thank you for letting me get this off my chest. I just had to think it out. And you don't fault them for being wrong in that moment. Their decision, it's actually better to listen to them and let them talk it out. So then that way, as they're talking, they can realize, oh, maybe that's not the best decision. Maybe I'm just speaking out of anger, and I'm not thinking with the most rational mind right now. I've faulted into that before. Excuse me, I gotta take some water. I'm thirsty. Oh, that's good water. Health is wealth, remember. Okay, so number 3, be honest. If you don't know how someone feels, you can truthfully say, you can't truthfully say, I know how you feel, that's okay. You can likely still emphasize on some level, Let them know gently that you haven't been there before, but you'll try to put yourself in their shoes to help as best as you can. Also, don't be afraid to let them know you don't have anything to say. You can still be an ear, take some time to think about it, and then share your thoughts later. So that is true as well. There have been times where people have come to me for advice, and I say, you know what, I don't know, but I will listen to you, and I will try to help you out as best as I can. And number 3 kind of just said it all right there. I'm trying to say it as best as I can myself. my advice is just be that lending ear, like it said. Again, they would rather hear on the be honest part, and here we go. They'd rather hear you be honest and tell the truth than sit there and lie and pretend like you have all the answers when you don't. Because we don't always have all the answers. I might be an advice coach, or I might be trying to help everyone out through what I'm doing, but yeah, what I'm saying isn't always set in stone, and it's not always guaranteed, right? A lot of my advice is opinionated facts, but they're facts based on let me put it this way, they're facts based on my opinion on things that I've gone through personally, and I've gone through them enough to where the same truth keeps on coming out to be the same thing in the end, right? So that means for me, then it might just be an opinion to others, but for me, keep the same. If the same ending keeps on happening through the same cycle, then it's a fact to me. So that's what I mean by opinionated fact, right? So that's why I say, as much as I love giving these advice videos, just take for what I do say for a grain of salt. But I say what I love. I love doing what I do because I do love you all, and I am just trying to make the world a better place and trying to make you better and trying to help you feel better. That's exactly what I'm here for. Sorry about that. I went a little rant there, but speaking of rant, there you go. Not a rant, but like a good one, just a little reflection. Number 4, avoid judging. When someone comes to you for help, odds are they already feel pretty vulnerable. They're trusting you to hear them out without being judgmental or condescending. Yeah, definitely. Rather than beginning your advice with, you should have, or why didn't you, realize what's done is done and focus on what they can do or change right now. Try something like, it might help to consider, then offer your support along the path. So I've done that, not judging, judge them on if they're wrong in their decision making, like at the time, right? So trying to help somebody find a different perspective on something. That's a good way to go. Like that's a good way if I can think about it, right? Hey, maybe you like it says you might want to consider doing it like this and doing it like that instead of saying it like you should have done this, because again that is very demeaning and commanding and demanding, like, oh yeah, like you have all the answers. Again, I just said I don't have all the answers, but I'm here to do what I do because I love doing it, right? Yeah, so again, the whole judge thing, like even if when they're mad and ranting and angry, just rah rah rah, right? Don't judge them in that moment is what I'm getting at. Don't judge them at all, because they might be wrong. Again, let them rant it out, like rant window, like it said, and then let them realize what they did was wrong. But don't judge them while you're doing that, okay? Number 5 is make it a collaboration. It can feel gratifying to figure out what seems like the answer and then deliver it in a sermon. It's like being a good advice detective when you figure out exactly what someone should or can do, and you feel even better when you can put it all into words eloquently. That's a hard word. But this can also come off as superiority, which probably isn't your intention, right? So try, I don't have all the answers, but I'd love to help you figure out what's right for you. Whenever you've talked for a few minutes, bring it back to them. What are your thoughts about that? Wow, so this is all in a way exactly coming together like I just said. So I just said to you, I don't have all the answers, but I'm doing what I'm doing to help you figure out if you're going through something. My advice is random. And I know that, and I'm okay with it being random, because what if that random thing I'm giving advice about, what if you're feeling that way that day, I'm helping you out. So that's my collaboration, right? Wow, isn't that funny how that works out? Okay, number 6, offer long-term support, like I try to do with you guys. Their example is, your sister doesn't want just a list of ways to break up with her boyfriend. She wants help finding the courage to do it and get through it. Your friend doesn't just want tips to switch careers. She wants support in making a scary but positive change. It doesn't matter so much that you have all the answers. More often than not, people know what's right for them. They just want to feel validated and supported. Right. So that is so true. Offer them support. Like, you just listen to them. That's the best advice I can give about that. Is you just listen to them, love them, and know what you're doing is right. Just hear them out. Number 7, don't make promises. Even if you've been there before, you can't guarantee any specific outcome. Your friend could approach your boss exactly like you did for a raise and end up being demoted, at which point she might blame you. Keep expectations realistic by focusing on possibilities within the realm of uncertainty. If you tell your sister to take a risk, be sure she knows it is a group. Okay, so here we go. A risk. Help her weigh the possible outcomes, both positive and negative, so she can decide if it's worth the potential reward. Okay, I am sorry. So, number 7 really actually kind of helped with number 6. So, I didn't read that because, like I said, it was a little bit hard for me to come up with my own example. Or, for advice to give you. So, that does state right there, you do, so that it's true. You need to tell them both, because of the fact that it can be a negative aspect or negative outcome. That's why, okay, again, it says don't make promises. Don't say, hey, offer your support, but don't say it is this way or it's that way. Like I said, I hope this relates, but sometimes the most difficult thing for a person to hear is the truth, but sometimes the truth is the thing that they need to hear the most. That's one quote that I've always lived by. And so when somebody's telling you something and you feel like it's not right, tell them. But you do see the positive side of something. You can tell them both sides, because here's the thing: at the end of the day, I can give you all the advice that I want, but I'm not you. You make your own decisions. You're an adult. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to help you out through whatever you're going through. Okay? You can take my advice. You cannot take my advice. That is completely fine with me. All I'm asking you is to listen to my words, please. Number 8, recommend a read. When you make the proactive decision to find answers for yourself, you feel both empowered and confident in your ability to make the right decision. You can help your friend feel that way by pointing him in the right direction of a few books that will help him help himself. I was all had to hit the hat. He'll feel much better himself after gaining a new insight through reading than he will after sitting through a lecture. Start by saying, I came across something that might help, but that might help put things in perspective. I've done that before, where I've had issues and I've read a good book, or I'll read a good motivational quote, things of that nature, and it really does help a lot. Reading is good. It's good for the mind, body, soul. Besides exercising, everybody. I always talk about that. You should do that. I mean, that's why books are here. That's why they're reading apps. You can read about whatever. I mean, there's psychology books if you need that. Obviously. Okay, so here's number 9. Then number 10. Then I'm gonna wrap this up. So say it from the heart. Another option is to be there with kindness instead of words. Okay, this is a good approach if you've already offered advice on the problem and realize not much you say will help. Leave a handwritten thanking you card in that person's mailbox, or mail them a package with some sweet treats and light reads. Sometimes people just need to remember their problem isn't the end of the world, and there are lots of good things in their life. So that is exactly what I do whenever I say in my videos and everything, I love you all. If I can do it, so can you. I'm trying to be inspiring, and that's or if I'm sending out a text to my fiance saying I love you, hope you have a great day, or one to my mom, or pardon me, if I send a text to my investor saying thank you for everything, you're the best, Alex, or if I send one to my personal trainer, or Wes, or to my boxing coach Justin, or any of my friends, saying thank you, I love you. It's just one of those things of where, and I do say from my heart, that makes me feel good knowing that they know that I love them like that, and they know that I'm being true and genuine, just like I love you all, and I'm trying to be genuine with all of you. You know what I mean? Okay, so number 10, and the last thing I'm going to give advice on, my own little reflection. Make plans. You're not the go-to guru for all answers. I've found that problem in my head before, thinking I know it all, but I don't. And you don't have to be, thank goodness. But you have the power to make other things happen. Plan a fun weekend getaway or day trip for the budget conscious with your friend. Set the date in stone and make an unforgettable memory. People often find answers for themselves when they get away. let themselves relax and clear their heads for a while. You don't always have to have the right words. Actions speak louder anyway, but if you do have something to say, know how to say it can make a world of difference. I am sorry if I'm having issues reading today, people. I'm extremely exhausted. I've been going, working out, working nonstop, doing all these edits, making these device videos. The podcast over the weekend took me a while to upload. I got that squirrel up on my roof and attic dealing with that's bothering me. I am so sorry. That is so true. So, my fiance and I, we always make date night. Like, we're actually having a date night tonight because, like I said, my podcast, it forces us to talk to each other and get to know each other. I always make time to go see my friends whenever I can. My friends come over to my place because I love connecting with them and I love showing that I love them. And, you got to make plans with people that you know and that you love and people who really care about you, even if it's like, example, me today, I'm going to go see my acting singing coach, Garrett States, at 3:30. That's making plans, and I love going to him because I love learning how to sing better, everything. He's helping me get better on camera, even, I love seeing my boxing coach, obviously, because it makes me better. I love going to Wing Chun, because it makes me better. I love going to my Muay Thai kickboxing classes. I'm with Justin. It makes everything that I like. My investor, he makes me better. He makes me better. Makes me work hard at what I do. Makes me hold myself accountable. Things of that nature. I don't know if that's exactly making plans. The point is, you got to make plans to. Like it says, show everybody that you love them, say from the heart, let them vent, advice with permission, don't judge, and, that's all I really have to say, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Coburn C, Capshaw / mistersmilesalot with Let's Talk Media LLC.com. I'm here to talk about all of your needs, and I'm here to build your social brand. See you guys later.